Two drunk assholes talking about whatever comes to mind. We present Filler with Jack Fike and Rob Harper. Filler is Jack and my insane rambling. In this episode, we discuss the Flash and Arrow finales, so lots of spoilers, and the whole seasons in general. Please do note that we are extremely drunk during these recordings, so if we do sound like unintelligent fools, just forgive us.
Yes, so Arrow season. I wish the whole season would have been the mystery, don't you?
Yes, and as far as I'm concerned...
Who killed Laura Lance?
No, Black Canary.
What's her name?
Grumpy Cat.
What's her name?
Grumpy Cat Lance.
What's her first name? Laurel is the other one.
Yeah.
Sarah.
No, Grumpy Cat.
Grumpy Cat.
I'm hoping that for Legends of Tomorrow, her acting has progressed past making that face, which it did in Arrow.
Yeah, I don't think I never thought she was bad.
The last part of Arrow, she was far better than when she first came on the show.
But I think when she first came on the show, she was supposed to be, her character was supposed to be damaged and angry, and that's how she acted. Like, that's how she portrayed being damaged and angry, is by making grumpy faces.
No, it was her, when she was playing in flashbacks and stuff, when it was just normal her, it just, she was mugging for the camera. Everything, she was doing this thing with her face.
Everybody's gotten better actors, though. I remember when Roy started, I was like, hey, he's not great, but by the end, he's great.
Yeah. Well,
and even Laurel, I hated Laurel, but now she's much better.
She has a story and a background, and
although I think her story kind of sucks now that her and Nessa aren't together anymore as a team. That was a good team.
Were you shipping them?
No, I was just I don't care. Like, fine, they kind of going that way, but I was more like I like the fact that she kind of was teaching her and she was getting it's a better character that way.
I agree.
But now Nessa's under Ra's al Ghul's control again. I think our idea how to end the show was much better than how they did it. How he should have just become Ra's and then said, Nessa, you're running it. Don't come to Star City. Leave us alone.
Yeah. Perfect, elegant ending. I think I'll come out and say it. This season of Arrow was highly disappointing for me.
It was disappointing as a whole, but each part was all right.
It started out well. And I liked the murder mystery aspect of who killed her. And Sarah's dead, and we're going to find out who. And then it was a drastic...
you said that it was the moment Suicide Squad movie was announced. All of a sudden, Suicide Squad disappeared from the show.
That's the rumor that I've heard now, that Suicide Squad was going to be this season's arc. It was going to be the story drive. That's going to be and as soon as the movie was announced and they started Suicide Squad, because literally Cupid was in it, and was she the one who killed Sarah? Yeah. And then and then you see Deadshot's in it. Then all of a sudden, Deadshot gets blown up, so he's not Will Smith anymore. He's not Will Smith, so he's dead. All of a sudden, Amanda Waller, who was the reason that
Arrow was in the back in the past,
was in Hong Kong at all.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, she wanders around the corner, gut shot with a gun.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. It was this other guy. He's a crazy General Shreve, and I gotta go now.
And she's just gone. Yeah, they wrote all those characters out.
Then Argus, Lila, all of the...
Lila became just a victim.
Yeah.
Where Arrow kidnapped her, and that was it.
And the theory is that they had to wash all traces of...
WB mandate.
Because it was in the movie. And that's terrible, because they spent so much time building up Deadshot, who's an awesome character.
It's just the squad itself.
They started building the team. Yeah. They started going...
It's terrible.
And
I hope that maybe in 4 years after everybody forgets about Suicide Squad, the movie, and Arrow's still running, they'll be like, let's bring Suicide Squad back. And
but the damage is done. As far as I'm concerned, that season, they had to bring in a big bad, and they had to do it real quick. And they had to make it...
the League, yeah.
They had to make it, and so that they did the best that they could. Batman story into...
And the thing that I thought was really shoehorned is that all of a sudden it was... The whole reason that League was after him is because he made his daughter... Merlin made, what's her name, kill Sarah. And, brainwashed her to do it. And then, that seemed really forced. And then somehow so because he did that, now the League's after her, so all he has to, it just was really kind of convoluted, the way that they had to get the League hating Ollie for some reason, and that's how they did it. They
had to explain who killed Sarah, so they shoehorned that in. And that I guess with shooting schedules and stuff, like any hesitation could cost days of shooting, like millions of dollars. So they had to, they probably spun a wheel or something, or it was her. And then you think, okay, the storyline is the revenge story for killing Sarah with Nyssa. And then it's like, when that wasn't working, or I don't know if they get enough time or whatever, then all of a sudden it was Ra's al Ghul wants...
And Merlin he started off as being super evil. He brainwashed his daughter into killing her friend, and then by the end he's like a hero. It's just like, no, that was kind of rushed. That
Everything was rushed, and then for Ra's al Ghul to go, hey, you didn't die when I killed you, so now you have to be Ra's al Ghul, and that's now the story.
Yeah.
And to sweep the first 2 story arcs aside.
And then they at the very end they shoehorned the fact that Merlin became Rush. Oh, he tried to kill me, but he didn't. But we tricked him. So that's funny how prophecies are. It's like, what?
So when I hear that it was all just trying to fix
the fact that it should have been Suicide Squad the whole time,
and imagine the stories that could have been.
Yeah, that would be great. Oh well. I hate. First of all, I don't like Ollie and Felicity together. I was happy when they took them apart.
Ruined her character.
And when she was with
Ray,
much better fun, much more fun. They were like a team.
Yeah.
It was like the Thin Man and Nora or whatever it was, and it was just...
I already don't like that she's got superpowers.
Who?
Felicity.
Her supercomputer powers?
Yeah, I liked that she was... I liked when she was... Not everyone has to be a hero, but can still contribute. And that was her
And then all of a sudden she could just like hack any system. Or,
yeah,
even on Flash, they bring her in just to hack things on Flash.
So it went from, hey, she's a good person helping out the best she can. Everyone can do that. You sitting at home, get off your couch.
Yeah,
and
do good, yeah.
You're not a superhero, but you can help. And now she's a superhero.
And then she was a superhero. Now she's just once again she went back to being a victim.
And people complained all she does is cry and do this. In my mind,
this season for sure.
But this season, she was always there, always saying what to do. I'm not against having a strong female character.
Oh, I think she wasn't strong at all though.
I'm against someone who shows up and nags and demands things.
And she wasn't she wasn't strong. She was just like half the time she was giving up, and then half the time, Ollie wouldn't want us to do that, and the other half the time, like she was just all over the place,
just putting her foot down at times, and always just in people's faces.
It was just bad characterization.
And the problem is she was put into a love triangle.
And she really treated Ray like shit.
And it went against her character.
And you used to like Felicity, and it turned her into almost the villain in that relationship. You're like, oh, she just treated him like crap, and you didn't like her anymore.
I'm here to borrow your jet. You love Ollie, don't you? Yes, but I'm here to borrow your jet.
Yeah, and then come back and I'm just using your place. It's like she was just an asshole.
Need your helicopter, and he was just like this.
He was just like,
I'm a billionaire. I don't need this shit.
And that's pretty much you pretty much said that. It was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna shrink myself.
But so the long and short of it is, didn't care for the season. Hated what they did with Felicity.
Fix it next year.
The Thea and Roy story arc, enjoyed that. That was the best part, I think.
Yeah, that was much better story arc for sure. And I like how she became. I liked how she became the Red Hood or Speedy. He refused to call her Red Hood. No, I already told everybody to call you Speedy.
Not the Red Hood.
Oh, Red Arrow.
Red Arrow.
No, I already told everybody to call you Speedy.
And unfortunately, the most organic and best unintentional but sweetest love interest thing in there was Nyssa and Laura. Yeah. Laurel, it just came up
because they're both grieving and they're just
and
kind of bonded
and the
like when they had that dinner, that was great. When they're just, she's like, "This is like fried food is actually good."
Just the actresses played well against each other. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, that worked the best for sure. And those are two characters I didn't like. So
and instead of playing on that, no, it's. All the girls have moist undergarments because Ollie and Felicity, so that has to happen. Well, no, it doesn't. Stop it.
Those two together is terrible. And
I don't like the Felicity character anymore.
No, not me. No, not me either. She was my favorite, and she's not anymore. And they also ruined Captain Lance. They made him like super evil for all turn of a dime. Like, okay, he found out that Ollie was lying about his daughter, but he was evil to his own his other daughter. He was, and all of a sudden he's an alcoholic again. They're like really ruined his character.
Yeah, the alcoholic thing was. I think the last
It was just like, really?
kicking his character when he was down.
Yeah.
I kind of liked when he stood up and went, "Okay, I'm the police captain, and this happened under my watch, and I'm gonna become
But
a
they
hard
didn't
ass."
earn it because he only became friends with them for like a third of the season last year. It's not like he's been like, it's not like he's Gordon relying on Batman to keep, and all of a sudden going, wait, we can't rely on one guy. This was like too fast. It didn't earn the fact that all of a sudden he was like, yeah,
he felt betrayed.
Yeah, he was betrayed too fast.
We were a team. We worked together. I thought we were in a good place, and you lied to me. You lied to me. You lied to me.
But it wasn't long enough that and I don't like how he used to implied that he knew it was Ollie, but he didn't care. And then all of a sudden he didn't know it was Ollie. In this one, he's just like stupid.
Do you think it needed a little more time them working together?
Yeah.
For that
A whole
bond of
year.
trust.
Yeah, this should have been the next year.
And then break that trust. It'd have more weight because all of the things they'd been together. I can see that
For sure, I think
again. That happened almost at mid-season.
Yeah, all of a sudden he just switched. Yeah,
They needed some
that was probably It probably wasn't supposed to happen either. They just needed more drama.
something.
The best parts of his character were in Flash when what's his name? Who's the Flash cop? Joe.
Joe. Yeah.
Joe's like, kids are stupid. You should forgive her. And it was like that pep talk, and then that was the best characterization of that character.
But I could buy with a little bit. I could buy his turning on Arrow. Like Oliver's been lying to him for years. He's been pulling fast ones. He's been getting away with shit, including killing his daughter at least twice. I could see him coming down on that. I understood that, and then and also he's an alcoholic. Like
I just thought it was too
cheapened,
quick. Cheapened the character.
Cheapened the character to say, "Oh, he's just a drunk. That's why he's nasty."
He cheapened the character by making him stupid too. He was never stupid.
I could sort of see him going, "Okay, I'm a cop, and this has to get taken care of now, and it's going to get taken care of."
Or someone pressuring him to do it.
The mayor
to
coming
go
down
like, like you can't just support a vigilante.
But also I could see losing a daughter.
And then, but then he's pressuring him. And he's like, no, he doesn't want to. And then he finds out that he lied to him about his daughter. And then
the mayor goes, "See, wasn't I
exactly?" But it never earned any of that.
But all of that, I could give. But then just go, "Oh yeah," but also you're drunk again.
And he was just mean. Like he was mean to he was just mean to people. Like he purposely was mean to Roy. Like when Roy died, he was like mean to Thea about telling her Roy died.
I disagree there. Him going to console her and tell her.
See, I think he was rubbing it in.
You think because it pans to them in there? Do you think before it gets there, he's like, "I told you, like, hey, my daughter's dead, and it's your fault." And
I thought it was more like, "See, this is what happens when you hang around with your brothers. This is what he does. Like he's just being an asshole."
Well, I think he was.
You were trying to be consoling. I don't think he was.
When Oliver came in, then he flipped the script to that, like, "Hey, but this is your fault." But again, some of it I could have rolled with. It was not nearly the worst parts of this season.
And even
the Hong Kong flashbacks,
boring.
Didn't care for. Usually the flashbacks.
Saw where it was going because you knew who lived and who died, so there was no suspense.
The last 2 seasons. Each flashback had something to do with what was going on.
Well, this did too because the Omega.
No, but each episode, each individual thing, like, okay.
This one would be like, okay, that was a useless flashback that had nothing to do with anything.
This was all one season-long flashback to do with one thing, and it didn't work.
And there was no suspense because, like I said, the kid was dead because he already met his parents who were alive, so the kid was dead.
Maceo already said, "I told my son that he was going to be all right," and I lied to him.
Yeah.
When you lived through that,
I think they should have had a twist or something that he never died. He got kidnapped by the hand, or not the hand.
Then that's just an unreliable narrator. Maceo literally said to you.
Yeah, but he didn't say he died. He just said he failed him, kind of thing. Did he?
Yeah, he said he's dead. He died in his arms. Like,
it's stupid. He didn't die in his arms, and he lied anyways. He died in his mother's arms.
I would rather have no flashback than we're obligated and all we have to do is show.
Yeah,
it was. It
was almost like Raider Strike quality of because like you said, they had to scramble,
patching this, patching that. On the flip side,
it might have worked because it might have all those parts might have tied into the original storyline they had in the present, but since they had to change the original present storyline, maybe it fucked it all up.
I don't know.
But yes, on the flip side, it's the Flash for sure. Flash was a great season.
I could find some complaints.
It's
but
hard
it
to
would
believe
be-
that's the Flash's first season, right? This is only season 1 of the Flash. It seems like it's been going forever.
And you watch the first one again, and the first one is pretty subpar quality.
Like the Weather Wizard, the first Weather Wizard.
Yeah, like, you watch the first one, and to see that where it goes from that first one to
Where it ends.
where
up,
it
yeah.
ends is just a masterful.
Did you think in the first episode he'd be fighting a giant gorilla?
No. No.
I thought that was just because they showed him like Grodd. They showed it the first episode. They showed that he escaped. I thought that was just like a little nod to the fans.
Tip
Like,
of the
hey.
cap, hey.
I never thought in the first season they'd have Grodd show up
And
with
they-
his mental powers and everything.
And they said, the showrunners were saying, we're not going to do Grodd.
Yeah,
We're
they
not.
lied,
They had no intention.
or they were like, "Hey, we can do it now."
But the show exploded. It is the most popular show on CW. It outstrips Arrow for popularity now.
Because it's fun.
Uh,
Even at the end where it's dark, it was still fun.
Arrow being gritty is the Arrowverse.
Yeah.
And that's a thing, but where they should have hit the ground running this season, going, we've got 2 seasons under our belt, let's do this. Flash went, we've got 2 episodes under our belt, let's do this.
Yeah, they turned it up to 11 right off the bat.
And the Flash,
All the characters have arcs. There's arcs.
all of them.
There's like multiple arcs for some characters. Like at the beginning, what's her name? The Snow. She's like, okay, my boyfriend's dead. Oh, he's not dead. Okay, he's gone again. Oh, we're married now. Like it was like,
Yeah. And
and Cisco being killed, and now Cisco might have superpowers, which is interesting.
it's all very well thought out, well constructed. You could tell there was a start, a middle, and an end to the entire season. Playing to the fans at times with certain things, but not in like a cheap way and not in a pandering way.
And just like the comics,
In a fun way.
the Rogues Gallery is awesome, and the Captain Cold and what's the fire guy's name?
Heatwave.
Heatwave, and his sister's hilarious.
Golden Glider. Like,
She's hilarious.
and
Because she keeps hitting on Cisco. And all the villains are great. Doug Jones played a great villain. Really was just Cyclops from the X-Men, but still
yeah, Deathbolt, I think his name is. No, or
something like that.
yeah.
But
But
yeah, it was great. I loved when Ray Palmer and Cisco were hanging out, and they're like, "You understand me?
yeah,
You're the only one who gets to me."
science team up bros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they kept naming things. They're like, this.
And I'm the best part of this last season of Arrow was Ray Palmer.
Yep.
Brandon Routh.
Never
knocked out
thought
of
it
the
would.
park.
Yeah.
Perfect. Everything was great. I'm glad he's going on to bigger, better things from Arrow,
Legends of Tomorrow looks awesome.
because at the end he was only a means to describe how a former millionaire could still move around the globe.
Yeah.
Like he
was the guy who provides some money.
he was just a place marker for other guy and resources and explain away some stuff. Like, and that
And he could have been just a bad pastiche of Iron Man, but he wasn't. He had his own character. I found.
and he at the end he was being wasted in Arrow, and I never thought after the first 2 seasons I never thought I'd be talking crap about Arrow,
Yeah.
and here I am talking crap about Arrow, and it happened.
They did drop the ball slightly.
It happened like that.
I don't think it's unfixable though. It's not like they jumped the shark. I think it was just a bad season. Like to say they had a bad situation that happened with the rewriting, and
That's the theory. That's the
That makes
rumor.
sense.
That's only scuttlebutt from the
so
internet.
I can't wait for next season to see if they can turn it around. And obviously Flash is going to be amazing, especially that ending of Flash was crazy. I knew that. I was like, why doesn't Eddie just kill himself? That would fix all this. But I never knew it was going to be like, whoa, jeez. And then he gets sucked into the time stream, and
I got theories.
it's crazy.
And you know what? It was at its worst. Iris is unwatchable.
But even she wasn't horrible.
The actress-
She wasn't as bad as Laurel the first season.
The actress is easy on the eyes.
It's CW. They're all easy on the eyes.
Yeah, but she's exceptionally so. But everything she says and everything she does, I'm just like, shut up, Iris.
Yeah, she's a little annoying, but
Shut up,
I don't
Iris.
find her as bad as Laurel. First season Laurel. First season Laurel was the worst.
Second season Laurel, I think,
Was even worse. Yes. Yeah, drunken Laurel was even worse probably, but at least she was. But no, I think first season Laurel was worse.
Really? Okay.
But even so, I think Iris by the time at the end where she was kind of helping was much better.
Yeah, but even then, everyone was like, "Oh, thanks, Laurel or Iris helped," and I'm just like, "No, she didn't. She's not.
I liked her better when she was helping.
No,
She's helping.
I don't want to debase people based solely on looks or anything like that, but
Nah, she's.
I would have.
I don't. Yeah, I think their characters is.
I don't.
Once again, she had to be the bad guy because she's in the girl in the love triangle is always the bad guy because she has to choose and she's going to hurt one of the people's feelings, right? And you're just putting her in that position all the time, so you can't like her because she's the bad guy in the relationship.
Yeah,
because you're like, well, you're supposed to want her to be with Ollie. I mean, not Ollie, with Barry, but Eddie's such a nice guy. How can you not want her to be with Eddie? Like,
I didn't want her to be with Barry.
No, I didn't either. I was happier to be with her.
A well-written
and she
love triangle.
The parts that I didn't like is when she flip-flopped. Like, when she was just all Eddie, when she was all on Team Eddie, I was happy with her.
Yeah.
She was fine. But when she flip-flopped, I was like, well, you're just being really
As
bitchy.
opposed to Oliver and Ray with Felicity. At no point was I like... Oh,
she never wanted to be with Ray. She
never wanted to be with Ray, so there was no...
He was the Ollie replacement. She was even worse, yeah.
And I'm thinking her and Ray are a perfect couple.
Yeah.
If they have to do any shipping whatsoever, let that happen. Let that happen for a full season.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Let her not be...
Let her be like, I'm a strong woman. I don't need to moan over losing Ollie.
He made his choice.
Yeah.
I'm a woman who's
Instead, she
given
just
an option that...
she made him use Ray, and... She used Ray and she just pined after Ollie the whole time. It's just like
most women on the planet, given the chance to be with a billionaire who looked like Brendan Routh.
Well, she had a choice between an ex-millionaire playboy or a billionaire super scientist.
But even she would be happy to be in that position. And
that episode
true love.
Yeah.
He's done nothing but tell you that he can't.
And he's done enough.
Love you.
Nothing. The only reason she likes Ollie is because he would do the salmon climbs with his shirt off. Like, there was no build up to why she was no emotional connection. She was like kind of like, like had a crush on him.
Yeah.
But then she found like it should have been I had a crush on him, but I actually like him for his mind but they didn't. It was just like, nope, she had a crush on him. Now she's in love with Ollie.
Yeah,
and when their mother was there, when Ray was in the hospital, and you don't really love him or whatever, and when Ray told her he loved her, and it's just like, well, that's really shitty. Like, that really ruins Felicity's character, at least until they can recover it. But I do not like her with Ollie. I think that's just terrible. It's moonlighting. You don't put the two main characters together.
And
it makes Diggle a third wheel.
You gave all the shippers, all the people who you gave them what they wanted, and guess what? It's stupid, and you shouldn't have, because all the energy that they put to wanting that to happen.
Yeah, it's a will they won't is a stupid premise right from the beginning. It's a flawed premise. Either they won't, and people are pissed off, or they will, and it ruins the dynamic. You should never start a show off with a will they won't they. And they didn't in Arrow until like halfway through season 2, and all of a sudden it's just like, what? That came from nowhere. Like, she had a crush on him because he had his shirt off all the time, and she didn't really have a love life. But then she found someone good for her, and
that's the thing.
Yeah, it's stupid.
And having just because she's like, okay, feeling an attraction towards him because he's handsome and he's a millionaire or whatever, and just because he's looking at her, going, okay, she's a beautiful woman, she's helped me out in tight spots, whatever.
It's not like Ollie had a shortage of women around him. He had Laurel, he had Sarah, and Felicity. It's like
and Nyssa, and
he was he was married to Nyssa.
All those other women that happened through, including the one that had
fathered
his
his child, yeah.
Like, to say, because they're both characters, because there's both an attraction, which could be a fun dynamic to play with for a long time, doesn't mean they have to fall head over heels in love with each other.
And even that whole dynamic never works. Never do that in a show. How many times has it failed? Do you think these people would learn by now? Will they, won't they, don't work.
Not when you can't write a good way to do it.
They just don't work because it's either it's either feels forced or it's unearned. Like, it's like there's no happy ending with it.
Yeah.
So I think it was stupid to do that. They should have just they should have brought in a new character to be his love life, some reporter, a Vicky Vale kind of character for him. And
if you want to have Felicity
be a little jealous or whatever, that's fine. But don't
a little catty, a little something like
or just give Felicity her own. Don't make her defined by who she's in love with. That's really not great.
No, it's not. It really is.
She should have been defined by her abilities as a computer hacker, as a strong woman. Instead, she's defined by who she's in love with, which is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if that was Diggle was in that position. Like, you'd be like, oh, this is stupid. But it's just because she's a woman, you can get away with it.
I don't know. It's
hopefully they'll fix it. But how can they fix it? The only way they can fix it is to kill Felicity off at this point.
And a year ago, I'd have been like, "Oh my god, that's
no,
like."
But I wouldn't be upset if that happened.
And if that happened now,
that's the only way to fix it.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, that's about it.
But Wells as a talk about a cohesive story arc in a beginning, middle, end in a good season. Having Wells. The turn and they let you in on the fact it's not at the end he goes ha ha tears off a mask. Throughout you get these little hints, these little things in it.
But when Eddie shot himself it's because Eddie thought himself
When he
shot himself, I was hoping that Reverse Flash wouldn't disappear. He'd just turn into the real Wells, because the Reverse Flash would never have killed the real Wells. The real Wells would still have done his stuff. And that would have been interesting. That again, you can have that actor still in the show.
Oh, he's going to be back.
As the real Wells, you think?
Yeah, him and his wife are
Reverse
gonna,
Flash.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm hoping that.
Him and his wife are going to.
But that would be great right there. And they're like, and he's like, I'm not Reverse Flash. And you're like, oh my god, I think it's the real Harrison Wells, and that would have been great.
Yeah,
it could still happen, but I wish that was the reveal there. Would have been fun.
I kind of liked.
Flash has to grab him and run the hell out of there.
I kind of liked the way he kind of Marty McFly'd out of there when he started to disappear, and he was like, oh.
Yeah, but you could do that and then just have Wells, and there's not in the Flash uniform. They could have done it. But I love the Flash is just I don't know. That's another thing in the Flash show. I don't understand why he didn't save his mother. He went to all that, and just because his other self went, hold off, bro. That was it. Like he didn't go like, why?
Because that's his future self who must know something.
Yeah, but he went to all that trouble to he risked his life to get back there, and just because a future self, don't do it, bro. Yeah, and how does the future self know how it's going to end up? He doesn't.
Because he's from the future. Who knows how far in the future?
Yeah, but it never happened now, so the future self wouldn't know. Unless he's from an alternate reality where it did happen and it changed stuff.
Or he already had to come back and fix it once.
I don't like
fight. Maybe that fight happened because the Flash went back and saved his mother, and Eobard Thawne had to go back twice. And that's why he burned out himself, and that's why he's...
The whole saving of his mother, that's Flashpoint from the comics, where it would have ruined... It would turn the show into New 52 and ruined everything. So it was good that he never saved this mother. But I just didn't like how... He should have had a reason why, either about to do it and decided, no, I can't, I'm being selfish. Nobody wants me to do this except for me. Because Joe didn't want him to do it, his dad didn't want him to do it, which, that's another thing. His dad...
Joe wanted him to do it.
Well, Joe lied and said he wanted him to do it. But his dad, that was a weird thing too. It says, no, don't save my wife. Maybe they didn't have a happy relationship. Maybe it's all in Barry's head that they were happy. They probably were like abusive to each other. And...
His dad said, okay, he's doing this for me, which I can see as
but
an admirable trait.
You think that if your wife is dead and your son had a chance to go back and save her, you'd be like, okay, take the chance. Because his whole thing was, well, maybe you won't turn out to be a good guy. But maybe you will, and you'll have your wife, and you won't be in jail.
Maybe. Or, right now, the world has a super-powered speedster who can do a lot of good, and the maybes that would make my life a little bit better. I would be out of jail.
But not to mention
And with my wife.
But there was also the risk of ending the world by doing this.
Those maybes are not enough.
They were opening a black hole, and they ended up opening the black hole.
So, he was probably like, okay...
See, that's why. The risk was way... That should have been why he didn't do it, not because his other self just said, don't do it.
And I disagree 100%. I love seeds and story. At some point, someone's going to bring up that point. Well, why did you not do it? Or why did your future self wave you off? And him go, I don't know.
The question is, why did I listen to my future self after I sacrificed the whole world to get back here, and I just listened because one person waved me off?
Me.
Yeah, but he doesn't even know if it was him. He doesn't know. It's just a guy in a red suit.
Okay, well, then again, he does know it's him with a lot of certainty because his future self blood was found in the...
He was there. He was just there.
But if he didn't get cut...
He doesn't know. Maybe it's his time of month.
Oh, Jesus. Now you're just...
I'm just saying that was a flimsy reason not to do it after all that.
And I say that's an amazing story point that's going to be... Mark my words. He's going up into a time vortex. He's going to be able to smash...
I don't know what's going on there,
My prediction for season 2, put it down, mark it on your calendar right now. He is going to be going, bouncing around alternate timelines.
He's slidering it?
He's going to slider it for a while. He'll have no way to be able to get back because of the what needed to be done with the collider.
And do you think it'll end up with him? That's him next season being above his mother.
And
I don't know, but
if he visits alternate timelines and sees different things, he's gonna see Caitlin Snow as
we saw that
as
in the
Killer
time
Frost. I guarantee he's gonna go.
And it's a false flag that she's gonna turn, but it's gonna be alter reality.
It's gonna be because the world is your oyster in a show. In a show where you go, okay, you know what? First season, great, awesome.
Time travel is
now I'm able to travel to different
alternate realities
that are different realities.
You can do anything now.
You go, okay, well,
and we already saw Jake Garrick's helmet.
Yeah, just.
Yep.
Well, that's my
they
cue
never
to go.
even said anything about it.
Well, Wells goes, well, that's my cue to go.
Yeah, it was weird.
Which either means
he knows who it was,
Jay Garrick in the past,
or he's just like weird shit's happening around here.
Weird shit's happening. It means the time is right that I have to get going now. One of the two.
And I like how the Flash just punched through his time bomb.
And if I never find out why that helmet flew through,
I hope he meets him.
But if I never find out why the helmet fell out, why he said that, why certain things,
if Barry doesn't meet
perfectly happy.
If Barry doesn't meet up with Jake Garrick and the other West, Wally West. And there's another one too, isn't there?
There's 100 speedsters I found out.
Yeah, like if he doesn't just have at least those three, that'd be fun.
It's possible. It's possible.
Well, I think that we've talked a lot about this. We'll wrap her up. We'll be back another time for a filler.
Looking forward to Legends of...
Legends tomorrow looks fun.
And we'll have the Arrowverse is expanding, and looking forward to it.
Yes.
White Canary. Grumpy Cat.
Grumpy Canary.
So there you have it. Flash is an amazing show, and Arrow had a bit of a misstep. Let's hope next season it recovers, and if not, we're sorry.
Hey, Jack.
Yes, Rob.
I think we're burned out has-beens.
I think so, too. Please don't listen to Vinland Old Time Radio at vinlandoldtimeradio.podbean.com.
It's not worth your time.
It's not funny. And it's not...
Not the least. It's offensive.
It's childish, it's insubordinate, and churlish.